before they happen.
Yes. So, I will show you how I catch him.
Okay.
Then I'm going to turn him loose and let you catch him.
Okay.
Looks like he wants
Wants to play today.
to play. Okay. Somewhere. So we're gonna stop this lesson and deposit the egg outside the pen. I'm not even gonna test it because I don't trust it. I don't know how long its stupid chicken laid it out here, you know? So I'll lay that right there.
Your dogs don't eat it?
Ed will eat one if it's cracked and leaking, but he won't bust them open. Yeah. You would think that he would just bust that open and eat it. He'll keep doing that, and he'll drop it every once in a while.
To try and crack it? Or just...
Because he's tired of carrying it around. He don't want Bugley to have it.
Oh my God.
Okay. See how I've got his attention? He's not allowed to touch us for the rest of his life, comma, but we can touch him anytime we want. So what that means is we institute contact. After he knows that, and he wants to interact, he will wait for us to reach out for him. I don't want to have to beg him to let me in the stall. Right there. I touched him first, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Before I ever take him out, back him up. He's not allowed to touch me. Left and right. Before he failed and rubbed on me, I gave him a job to do. I don't want him to fail, ever. But I'm not going to just stand here until he does. That would be rude. Okay?
Yep.
Now look how I put this halter on. Want him to look at me? I don't have his attention. There, I did. Over the neck. One. You institute contact. So when horses are here, the lessons are free, and I highly encourage that you take as many lessons as you can. This horse, really pushy. So you flip that over his head again. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine with me. I'm not going to try to change you so you don't have his attention anymore. Now walk up to his shoulder, and then I highly encourage it. Now put your arm over his neck. Walk in there like you own him. Now halter him. Get a little smoother at that, huh?
Yep.
Now bring him down in there and tie him. There you go. And this horse is here because he's pushy, bitey. He rears up. He kind of strikes at her once in a while. He ignores her mostly. And it doesn't do any good if I can get it right, if the owner can't get it right. That's why my policy out here is if horses are here, the lessons are free. And I highly encourage you to take as many lessons as you possibly can. There you go. Now you can open that gate and you can send him in here. Change hands, send him. Legs go, there you go. Now we pick straight up. We back him up. He didn't back up. You're going to have to get as big as you need to, but just back him up. It doesn't matter because he's thinking left and right, isn't he? You want to change his mind before you can change his body. Now pet him. He's being perfect right now. When he's good, reward him. But remember, we can't chase his face. So if he's not standing still and he's jerking his head away, he's like that little kid that doesn't want you to wipe his face with a wet napkin.
Yes.
Nah, we'll not have that.
And so when he's doing that, do I just wait for him to
Back him up.
keep backing
Get his
him up?
attention right now. Harder. Now leave him alone. Now pet his face with your hand. Look at him. He looks at you, then you pet him. That's the behavior you want to reward.
Okay.
All right, you bring him right out here and rub him with this stick. You lead him equality. There you go. So now I want you to rub him with the stick. And his job is to allow you to rub him and not move his feet. If he moves his feet, you're going to deal with it. Because it's our relationship with him that's the issue, huh?
Yes.
He doesn't get to touch you. How long's your arm? Stick it right out in front of you. You can correct anything from those fingertips to your belly button as long as you don't move your feet. Because rule number 3 is never chase their face. So you can't move your feet or you're chasing him, aren't you?
Yes.
If you're backing up, who's pushing who? He's pushing you if you're backing up. Now he just creeped a forward step. Fix it. Leave him alone. Pet him. And you fix it by quit asking for it. Simple. If his head's in your way, you adjust it. Now you rub him all over. Every place he's got hair. Is he paying attention to you?
No.
Horses can only think of how many things at a time?
1.
So if he's looking at the neighbors, you're invisible, huh?
Yeah.
You don't want to be invisible. He's too big. When he practices focusing, what will he get good at?
Listening?
Focusing. You get good at what you practice.
Yes.
If he's ignoring you, he's practicing ignoring you.
He's good at that.
Because he's practiced it a lot. Those days are over. Okay? I'm going to take over.
Okay.
I want you to notice if there's a change in the way he acts, the way he interacts with me, or not.
Okay.
Left and right means back up. I need 2 steps. So I'm going to pet him. I'm going to send him around me in a circle. I'm going to point and put my leg on him. I didn't have to hit him very hard, did I?
Mm-mm.
If he looks to the outside of the circle, I will close my fingers and put my leg on him. I'm not going to pull him. I'm not going to hold him in here. That's good. Now I want that inside hind leg. I'm going to pick straight up, and I'm going to back him up 2 steps. Then I'm going to make him look at me and reward that. I'm going to touch his right jaw, and I want his left front foot to move. There. I don't care if they cross over, but I don't teach it. But if they do cross over, that's okay. Legs. Remember, everything we do on the ground is the same as we do on the saddle. If he looks to the outside, I will close my fingers and put my leg on him. If he gets too close to me, I will put my leg on him. I'm not going to jerk him with my hands if I don't need to. Legs. Every time I touch his belly with my leg, he should look to the inside, because if he's looking to the outside, he's falling out or falling in. If we kick him in the belly with our inside leg, he will stand up and quit falling in. When that circle suits me, I'm going to pick straight up, inside hind leg, left and right. I'm going to leave him alone, and I'm going to pet him. If the flies are bothering him, the brutal answer is tough. Because you might have to catch him someday, and it might be 200 yards to the barn or the trailer, and you need him to lead, follow a feel. You might ride him somewhere someday and not realize that the gnats are man-killing. What are you going to do, go home? No. You're going to ride him. His job is to pay attention and follow a feel like he's doing now. Whether there's flies, whether there's rain, whether there's wind, if you have a thought and you present the right feel, his job is to follow that feel and read your intentions. Left jaw, right front foot. I'm not going to pull him. Right there, I'm going to quit. As soon as the correct foot moves. Like I said, if he crosses over, I don't care. I just don't want crossover. That's not what I teach. I teach lead with the leading foot. Legs. I did not ask him to stop. Rule number 2, he is not allowed to dictate direction or speed. If he goes forward, for now, we'll settle for forward. When we get to refinement, we should be able to get all 3 gaits, all 3 speeds at all 3 gaits, with just our leg and our intention. Pick straight up, left and right. Do you remember why I pick straight up? I need 2 steps. There. The first step changes his mind, and the second step is practice. Do you remember why I lift straight up?
To disengage the hindquarters?
Yeah, but I'm trying to emulate sitting on his back, aren't I?
Yes. So you would lift up like you were.
If I was sitting on his back, I'd pull up to my seat bone. From his face to my seat bone would be uphill, wouldn't it?
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
To get the shoulder, I'll go out to the side. to get the inside hind leg all go up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I will rub him. He took off. I'm not going to let him do that. He took off around me. But before he came here, he might have took off through you.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting better.
Oh, 100%.
Might as well pet him. So, you come here. We're going to play Simon Says today.
Excellent.
There's your flag. That's your legs. I want you to point to your left, touch his left jaw, and ask him to make a circle around you. Just like that. You don't need to keep pecking him unless he's not right. I think he's okay. If he has a problem, we'll talk you through it. Now that looked pretty good. How are you going to get that inside hind leg?
Lift up.
Show me. Take your time, get correct. So right there, left and right. Now what you did right there, sis, was you picked up, then you took pressure off, and you picked up again. You took the pressure off. When is he supposed to know that picking up means inside hind leg?
First time.
First time. So when you pick up, you make sure that you have good enough contact to where he has to accomplish what you're asking him to do before it gets soft. Okay. Now you pet his face with the flag, you be nice to him. Now you change hands and you go the other way. Touch his right jaw. You want his left front foot to move. Legs, doesn't matter. Come on. Yeah, there. Now quit kicking him. Good. Put a little inside leg on him. Make him step up and go forward. Yeah, better. Don't lead him. You keep your hands behind his eye. It's your legs that's making him go forward, not pulling on his head. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but am I leading him with my hand? No.
If it's in front of his eye, you are.
And I don't want to do that.
No. You want your hand in a perfect world to be approximately where it would be if you were riding. And that's clear back behind his withers, isn't it?
Yes.
Now that was a nice circle. Inside hind leg. How are you going to get it? Now what are you going to do? 2 steps. Don't quit shaking that rope till you get that second step. The second step is the one you want to reward. You got 2 steps because he took one and then he took another one after you quit. After you quit, you don't want him taking any.
Okay.
So you get your 2 steps, then you stop. Now you pet his face with the flag. He don't want to fight. He filled in for you is what he did, which is a good problem to have.
Yes.
Now go the other way. Keep that flag in the dirt. Don't threaten him with it. Legs. If he looks like he's going to his own funeral, put a little bit more leg on him. Yeah, that's good. When he's doing what you want, quit asking him. When that circle looks nice, if you think he's going too slow, put the boots to him. You're not going to hurt him. But remember, you have to think what you want before you ask. So think forward. And now put your leg on him. Good. I see an extension of his strides. Not much, but a little.
Yeah.
Now put that flag in the dirt and drag it if you're not using it. There you go. Now inside hind leg. One, two. Now quit. When you quit, don't close your fingers. Let him stop because you quit asking, not because you pulled him to a stop.
Okay.
We want him to take responsibility for your ask. Now you rub his face with the flag. You be his friend. So we don't want to micromanage. So when we get a thing, that's when we need to quit asking. And we don't get the stop by pulling on them, do we? Okay. Go the other way. You're looking for his leading foot to lead the charge, just like that. Drop your flag. You don't need it. Very nice. You want a little speed? Think faster and put a leg on him. There's an extension. Now I want you to think stop, and I want you to reinforce that stop with your leg. Think stop. Now get up there. Now you rub him. Walk right up to him. Shoulder, neck. Leave the tools where they were. Point the flag straight down. There. Now use both hands. There. Put the stick back in your left hand. Now rub him with both hands. So he just stopped because you changed your mind and you reinforced your thought with the same thing that made him go.
Yes. Very cool.
That is the opposite of the spur stop, isn't it?
Yes.
And it makes sense to him. So now back him up a little bit, change directions, and show me again. Remember the flag, to put the flag where your legs would be if you were riding, not down by his foot. If you have to go to his neck or his butt, that's fine, but that's not the ideal. But it's definitely not a threat from laying down on the ground. Now ask for an extension, think extension, and put some leg on him. Come on. I know that guy's got a 17-foot stride. There you go. Now I want you to think stop and reinforce that thought with your flag and your leg. Think stop. Think stop. Do not pull his head. Now walk up to him with both hands and rub him. He's parallel to you, isn't he?
Yes.
He stopped on the circle. He didn't yield his hindquarters and look at you like a pre-programmed maneuver. He stopped because you changed your mind, not because it was a practiced maneuver. And you stopped him by kicking him, huh?
Yes.
But you changed your mind first, didn't you?
Yes.
So he's reading your intentions, isn't he?
Yeah.
Change hands and go the other way.
So
Yes, ma'am.
when I'm that close to him and I wanted him to change directions, but I
Back him up. Now there's room.
Yep.
Now go to your left. Yeah, you're right, I mean. Now ask him for a trot. Think trot and put some leg on him. Come on. Think trot. Now leave him alone. He's doing what you asked, so you took your legs off, huh?
Yes.
I'm proving my case against the spur stop now. You want to try to keep your hand behind his eye, huh?
Yes.
Now I want you to think walk. Change your mind to walk. Relax. 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 Think walk. Good. Now think stop. And reinforce that thought with your flag. Think stop. Just relax. Think stop. Keep tapping him. Think stop. Think stop. You're thinking way too much, but you'll get it. Relax. If he slows down, you slow down. But you're still tapping gently. You're not trying to drive him into his face. You want him to read your intentions. Now you walk up with both hands and you pet him again.
Good.
He stopped because you changed your mind. You reinforce that thought with your flag, and when he figured it out, he found it, didn't he?
Yeah, did you see when I took a deep breath, he took a deep breath?
Yes, ma'am.
That was cool.
Their heartbeat will synchronize to you if you're within 6 feet. That is the truth.
That's cool.
That's how they get along in a herd environment with an alpha mare. If her heart rate goes up, theirs automatically goes up. Left and right. 2 steps and you pet him. Or you can just not and use the absence of pressure as a reward. You don't always have to give him a scratch or a cookie. Sometimes if you ask and he does, and you leave him alone, that's plenty. Okay, go the other way. Make sure you got enough room. So what are you going to do? There. You want a little distance? Put an inside leg and lift your inside hand. That's good. But if he's too close to you, you can leg yield him away by picking up with your inside hand and putting your inside leg on him. Now tip him up to a trot, fake trot. Leg. Leave him alone. You can use the word if you think you need to. But the less words you use, the more you will rely on your intentions being loud enough for him to hear. When you get to refinement, you won't have to say trot no more. That's your goal. Now I want you to think walk, and do not say it. Now I want you to think stop. Change your mind to stop. Now just go in there and reinforce it. Now walk up with both hands and pet him. You just did a trot, walk, stop, transition by changing your mind and reinforcing your thought. You weren't pulling on his head to make him do anything. You changed your mind, and then you used pressure to reinforce that thought in your mind.
Yes.
Photo be in, man. Good job. Okay, let me have it. Forward. Look at my hands. My hand's down. I'm not even counting on this hand. I got it stuck to my belly.
So where am I holding my hand?
Out here.
Out here. Okay.
Just like this. Which is, you'll get it, but I don't want to do anything except change my mind. My hand's here. It's still here if I need it.
Yeah.
Forward. I'm going to tip him up to a trot. I'm going to let him walk. I'm going to let him stop. If he didn't stop, I'm going to reinforce that thought with my leg. And I got this pole here so he can't fall on me. Now I'm going to pet him. Remember my hand?
Yeah.
If I want to play here, I want him straight. I don't want his little alligator lips on my back.
Right. So much better. So much better.
Now, we're going to lead with quality. About 3 feet from his head. I'm going to think forward. Better?
Yeah.
His neck needs to be on my shoulder. If his neck gets behind my shoulder, I'm going to put my leg on him. If I change my mind to stop, his neck's ahead of me, isn't it? I'm not going to shake the rope. I'm going to grab this here. I'm going to go left and right. Now I'm going to pet him. It's not an act of violence. He's not in trouble. forward. He's late. And it don't matter. Just reach back.
Okay.
He's trying to read your intentions anyway. And they don't have any depth perception. So since they don't have any depth perception, just going back there with the thought of putting your leg in his belly works perfectly fine. Now we're going to stop. Now we're going to back up. His neck should be on my shoulder. Left and right means back up. See his face go to the vertical? That's enough. He doesn't, we don't need rocker. We just need him to get down and come back. And he didn't drag his feet. That's a good starter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you come here and show me. Remember, he's not allowed to touch me. You see where he's standing?
Yes.
My arm is this long. I'm letting him be closer than the length of my arm on purpose. I'm sharing my space with him. I'm gonna give him a pet on the jaw. That's that dopamine trigger. Love his neck. Yeah. Lead in hand. This is your legs. That small foot. And drag that flag. If that flag wears out, so I hold it like this. Okay. Yeah. If that flag wears out from you dragging it in the dirt, I'll go get him. Okay. All right. Now you get over here. Your shoulder needs to be on his neck. Now you think forward and you go somewhere. He's late. Be picky about that. Because he will rate you. Get that flag down and come up. There you go. Perfect. Now I want you to think stop. And stop. Twist your shoulder to his neck, other way, and back him up 2 steps. Your right shoulder should be on his neck, leading him on that side. Now you see how you're straight with him again? Turn your right shoulder to his neck. Right shoulder to his neck. Right shoulder the other way. Other way, look at me. Twist. Other way. Like that. Look in the same direction he's looking. Your right shoulder in the middle of his neck. Now you adjust him and you pat him on the neck. The only time you get to pat him while you're leading him is when his neck is on your shoulder. But you have to be looking the same direction you started.
So when I
turn, yeah? There! It's that simple.
I thought you were saying turn.
Well, I did because he walked around here and you were out of position.
Okay.
Turn your neck to his shoulder, then back him up 2 steps, and then pet his neck. So what he did was he walked past you.
Yes.
When he walked past you, now you're out of position.
Okay.
You're out of position. Turn your shoulder to his neck, and then back him up 2 steps to get him to think him back, and then you pet his neck.
Okay. I was thinking
No. Otherwise, you can't do that while you're riding. You can't get in front of him while you're riding. Okay? I don't want this to be the cue to back up. If you're doing showmanship, yes. If you're trying to coexist with him in the real world, I don't want him to not back up unless you turn around.
Got it.
I want him to back up because his neck is not on your shoulder. That'll be the same thing as his leg on this, right there. He's not behind my leg, he's not in front of my leg, he's going with my leg. He's not behind my shoulder, he's not ahead of my shoulder, he's going with my shoulder. So we go forward again. I'm thinking forward. There. Get my hand out here. There. Now I'm going to stop. His neck's on my shoulder, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pet him with my lead rope, just like that. He's not trying to rub on me either, is he? Bring his face back so he's paying attention, and then pet him. Remember, we can't chase his face. So if he goes over there, I'm not going to pet him. I'm going to say, hey, dude, come back here, and I will pet you. Get back between my legs and my hands.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Well, we'll see, huh?
And then your hand goes here. Your stick goes down in the dirt. You think forward. Wham! There! You're entitled to do that, aren't you?
Yes.
Don't stare at his head. Stare where you want to go. That's how you get there. He's late. That's why his head's back there on your shoulder. Don't do that. Get his neck on your shoulder and he won't do that. So we want to fix that. So now go forward. If his neck is not on your shoulder, put some leg on him. And it don't matter where you touch him. Now put your hand away from you. Don't pull your hand in front of you. Push your hand to the outside of the circle. Yeah! You see the difference in his head?
Yep.
There. Make him. Now stop. Grab the halter knot. Put your shoulder on his neck, other way. Back him up 2 steps and pet him on the neck. Now fix his face. There. Yeah. It's really, really simple after you figure out how simple it is. But if you're walking along and your hand's going like this, you're actually pulling his face closer to you. If you're walking along and your hand's out here, you're pushing his head away.
Got it. Makes sense.
Okay, take off walking. First you think it, then do it. He's late. Doesn't matter where you touch him. You push that right hand forward and that flag back. And that speeds him up. And you point away from you so that it's inconvenient to bite you. Now you think stop and you do it. Twist, you're not twisted right. You have a tendency to spin towards him every time you stop.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do that. What you need to do is take your leg down.
Okay.
That's all you got to do. And so if you're going together like this and you stop, he's looking the same way you were. You don't have to go over here and help him. Because you can't do that sitting in the saddle anyway.
Right.
Now rub his neck and pet him. Hey, take off. Help him, he's late. Don't wait for 5 strides to fix him. Be serious. Your leg means go forward. Your intentions come before your leg does. And don't pull towards your belly with your right hand when you put a leg on him. If anything, you push away from yourself. Now stop. Better. I saw that you did not spin towards him. Now we're going to work on him. We're going to work on him bending towards you. So you go stand over there again. If this is a direct rein, this is an indirect rein. See that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it makes no sense when you're leading a horse or when you're working a horse to do this. None. Can't ride that way.
Right.
I mean, unless you cross your reins under their neck.
Right.
And some people do for reasons. There's reasons. But to go that way with an indirect rein, with an outside rein, there it is. Now we get it. There, he moved his right front foot, didn't he? So now we're going to work on that head twisting to you. I'm thinking forward. I'm putting my leg on him. My hand's up here if it needs to be. Now we're going to stop. Indirect rein, legs, 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 locking, legs, locking. I don't want him running off. There, there, Betty. And that threatening deal he does with his nose,
Yeah.
lift your hand. And then do it again. You see where my hand is? It's no part of in front of my core at all.
Right, it's out to the side.
Now we go forward again. You see how simple and light that was?
Yeah.
Well, his head won't come to you if he knows that when you stop, you're going to turn to the right. Unless you pull him into you. So you have to take responsibility, don't you?
Yep.
If you're inadvertently pulling on him, he's just going to do what he thinks he needs to. Forward. He's late. 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 See, I ain't even touching him half the time. Now we're going to stop. I'm going to fix him. And I'm going to pet him. The only time you get to pet him when you're leading with quality is when his neck is on your shoulder. And yes, I am spinning to him when I'm petting him.
Yeah. But not when you're stopping.
Not when I'm stopping,
Just
not when
keeping
I'm
him right
leading.
on your shoulder.
And if I want to back up, we already know how to back him up. But his job in this situation is to leave his neck on our shoulder so that he can't bite us.
Yes.
If he's standing here behind us, he could bite us. You see that? I moved and he took off.
Yeah.
He does not want to put his nose on my shoulder. If I stop, he gets a pet. If I back up, he's not right. And he knows it. Left and right. And I'm not murdering him. And we pet him when he gets to the right spot. My hand's here. Remember, my hand's that long. If I don't want to leave my hand here, I can push my hand out there anytime I want. His job is to not touch it. My feet are not moving. Okay, you come here. Have I confused you yet?
I'm trying really hard.
I know you are. And lessons have a tendency to saturate us and cause our brains to shut down.
It makes sense. It should be easy, but trying to coordinate it all and unlearn.
You know why learning is hard? Because you're doing stuff you don't know how to do.
Yeah.
All right, take off walking. Now you walk right straight in front of the camera here. Now you stop. Turn your shoulder to his neck. No, the other way.
Turn my shoulder to his neck.
Now back him up. Grab that halt. There, 2 steps. You're not there. See how you're looking at him now?
Uh-huh.
Your shoulder needs to be on his neck. Twist. No, the other way. We're not doing showmanship.
Okay, so when you say, okay, I got it.
When he walks past you, you make sure your shoulder's on his neck. You grab that halter knot and you back him up till his shoulder's right. Then you pet him.
Got it.
Every time.
Okay.
Take off walking. And get away from the rail just a little bit. There you go. Is he right? There. Good. Now stop. Now, indirect rein, he turns to away from you. Come on, put that rein up on his neck. Now you walk, don't pull it hard, just lay your hand on his neck. Now walk through him. Yeah, there it is. Now take off walking. There. Now this time when you stop right here, you stop over there, I want you to take a step towards me and then take off walking again. Indirect rein, walk through his neck. There, good. Now take off. Don't pull him to stop him. I don't want him punished for turning. You getting it figured?
Yeah, trying.
Stop. Indirect rein, walk through his head. Don't pull that tight. So we don't want to lift up on it. We want to just lay our hand on his neck. And he did fine right there. He's not being broken. Yeah. Okay. Here. Stop. Indirect rein. See that? Steady.
So like,
All I did was put an indirect rein on. My finger, my rein is right here.
so
I didn't pull it tight.
when I stopped, he was like right.
Keep your hand further away. When you stop, indirect rein, right there. Forward.
Okay.
And remember, the absence of pressure can be its own reward. When he does what you ask, you can quit asking. Watch. Here. Indirect rein. There! Forward. He works for me. You remember how long my arm is. There! Forward. See my hand?
Yep.
It's not anywhere in front of my core. Remember, we're working on behavioral issues here and performance issues at the same time. If he doesn't want to participate, my arm's that long. I'm allowing him to come into here. If he abuses that, I'll just show him how long my arm is. But I will not chase him. And I will not back up.
Okay.
Who's running this outfit?
Me. Well, you, but.
No, you. Try this. It's exactly opposite of how you would ride your English reins or whatever. But it works really good for them.
Okay.
Now you go forward. Lift your hand if you need to. Yeah. But it's a lift. There you go. Yes. Now it's not so much fun for him, is it? Now we stop. You're twisted. You need to be straight. Now twist and walk through his neck. Don't lift. Put your fingers on his neck. I don't want that tight. I don't want you lifting on that halter and then pushing his head over. I want that neck rein to be just like that. Yeah. Yeah, but then you can roll your hands over. Like that. Okay. I have my hand in front of me. It's off. So we're going to stand here. I'm going to walk through here. That's why he came here in the first place. Yeah. His tolerance for that is pretty small, and I'm making him teach you. Yeah. So his lessons have to be a little bit short. Yeah. But that, if I hadn't lifted, I could have got bit. But I lifted and I didn't back up. If I'd have backed up, I would have gotten bit. Okay? Okay. Stop. There. But you see how I didn't lift this up over his head, pull backwards, and then try to push him over. Yeah. I put the neck rein down here. I'll show you again. Because you're going to do this before you quit. Okay? Together. Stop. Step away. Just like that. Okay? All right, come on. Because this is confidence for you. Yeah. And all I want you to do is go forward. Get his neck on your shoulder. Push away from yourself. Don't pull him into you. And now take off walking. He's behind you, isn't he? And your hand's low. Lift your hand up. Yeah! Now stop. Now walk in towards his neck. Lift your hand. Not that. There you go. Now step over. Pet him. Now take off and do it again. Don't drop your hand down. Lift your hand up. Quit flagging him. You don't need to. Now stop. Walk into his neck and put your fingers on his neck. Pet him. That was it. Now back him up to his desk. And we're going to call that good for today.